Social media is lying to you. Here's how to stop buying all those things that you don't actually need. Welcome back to the Stella podcast, y'all. Before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to Marley Spoon. Marley Spoon is a meal box subscription kit that delivers farm fresh recipes that are delicious and typically only take 30 minutes to make. It's also the only meal box plan that is approved by Martha Stewart herself. You can get $250 off your first 5 boxes as well as free shipping on your first box when you use my code, so I will link everything below. I really liked Marley Box when I received it. I love that you can pick your own meals and that it's still like cooking but just a lot easier, and also it's great to just be introduced to new recipes. I've actually learned some really good recipes from that you can then do later on your own if you want. A great balance of, deliciousness, healthiness, easy, everything. So definitely give them a try and take advantage of that offer. So if you feel like you constantly need to buy more stuff, it's not your fault to an extent. Our entire society is based on consumerism, and I think the rise of social media has definitely also perpetuated this. However, it's so true that constantly buying stuff is not going to fill the void. So I think it's really important now more than ever to be aware of this and check yourself, because otherwise you're very easily going to be influenced by the constant advertising that we see, both overtly and then just even through casual posts. It's kind of interesting to also be, in the influencer space. I work with a lot of brands and promote stuff. How I feel about it, and even as a viewer watching other people, is I'm not going to buy something unless I need it or have been wanting it for a while. Then it's I would love to support my favorite influencer. Love to support, if one of my faves posts a lip gloss that I really want, I'll buy it via their link or whatever. So it's there's extreme cases where people are minimalists and don't really buy anything, and that's how they live their life. And then I think there's also kind of a happy medium where it's when you do buy stuff, you're buying it consciously. You're choosing the best option that's available to you as far as what brands you're supporting, where you're buying it from, the values of the brand, making sure that you're not over consuming things, but you're still feeling like a cute girly pop. I personally am into clothes, I'm into makeup, I'm into skincare, but that doesn't mean I'm rushing to buy every new product. I'm not constantly buying new clothes or new shoes. The first step is just kind of being mindful of what type of consumer you are and where you find, I don't even want to say joy, because it's not necessarily joy. I feel like joy is more sustaining and fulfilling. A purchase, sometimes, don't get me wrong, you buy something, it's you really needed this item, it makes your life so much easier, better, you're this was the best purchase. But in general, if you're just mindlessly consuming, buying stuff, that doesn't give you joy. It gives you short-term satisfaction, and ultimately you're where did all my money go? So again, being mindful of where you're kind of getting that dopamine rush. A lot of people do have a shopping addiction, and it's so crazy to see the just mass consumerism, especially I think of Stanley cups. That was such a almost subculture, The point of a reusable water bottle is because it's a reusable water bottle. To buy 20 of the same one just to have a different color, I don't know, I think it's a little excessive. If you have a couple, I'm not judging you, but those videos where it's they have so many, it's insane. Part of that is people like to feel like they almost belong somewhere, and they want to be a part of a movement almost, or part of a club. Part of it also is identifying this, I like this, I want to buy a Stanley cup because I feel like I'm part of something. If I want to feel like I'm part of something, in what ways could I find that or feel that don't necessarily have to do with buying something, or consumerism, I need to buy 20 of these to fit in. We see this a lot on TikTok Shop. And don't get me wrong, I will post a TikTok Shop video, so I'm not against it. It's we're making our coin too, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the hooks that you either use just because that's what you do, or sometimes brands will give you a list of hooks to use, and it's always run, don't walk. Oh my god, you need this. My life was nothing before I had this. It pulls on your emotions, and that's just psychologically, to kind of pull you in, so you watch the whole thing, or so you're more influenced to buy something. But again, it's about stepping back and having that mental awareness of is this actually something I need? And like sometimes it may be. It's like, yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, let me do some more research. Like, should I choose this option? But just to be like, oh my God, I must need this. It's like, it's marketing. Most things you don't actually need, you know? So it is very psychological, and that is by design. Like, that's literally so that you will be more likely to make a purchase. Also, a big part of this is like, oh, the next best thing. And that kind of ties all of this together. Like, you want to feel like you're a part of something, you're a part of the newest trend, you're like cool, you're on point, like you're ahead of the curve, but then it's also like, it's like fear-based. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna like be well received by my peers if I don't get on this now. Like, I must, like, it's this urgency. And, you know, we see that like in sales all the time. The salesmen try to make you feel like, oh, this is your last option to buy it, which is like classic. But again, it's like, do you actually need that? Like, you probably don't. And the feeling isn't long lasting. Again, like once you buy something, it's like, the next trend is already there. So boredom, comparison, and insecurity can lead you to make more purchases, because it's like, again, that fear of like, I'm not gonna fit in. Oh my God, I must not be enough. Oh my God, why didn't I know about this before? It's like a cycle of trying to fill a void by buying stuff to fit in, but it's like, it's never gonna work. Have you guys heard people like on TikTok especially talk about, you can tell someone's screen time by their outfit? I think especially in New York, because so many people are like out on the street walking with their outfits, you like see people, you know, like you're seeing them with your own eyes. And it's so true that like there are some people where you can just tell, like, it's like so many micro trends in one outfit. It's so funny because you are trying to fit in, but then it's like you're fitting so in that you're boring, and you're like, it doesn't matter. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this as well with like the typical going out outfit. I kind of have mixed thoughts on this, so let me know what you guys think. But people will literally film these girls that all will wear like blue kind of like medium to light wash jeans and a black leather jacket, and like usually it's like white Air Forces, but it kind of also can depend on like the fit. Like maybe it'll be black boots. And people are like, oh my God. Like, I saw this video of this girl who was like, I went out in the Lower East Side, which is like downtown in New York. It's where a lot of like the younger crowd goes out. There's like a lot of bars. It's honestly really triggering. It's not cute. Like, it's messy. It's like, it's very like college. But this girl was talking about how she went out like for the first time in so long. She was talking about how so many of these girls are wearing like the same kind of outfit. Like, it's either that or it's like black pointed boots with a black miniskirt and black leather jacket, which to me, that's just kind of like a regular fit. Like, personally, I would wear that. Like, if you don't have anything to wear, it's like a basic. But she was kind of talking about like screen time. Her point was that so many people, like especially so many girls, feel like they want to fit in and like fit into these trends and these Pinterest mood boards and like whatever, that they all end up looking the same, and it kind of defeats the purpose. So it's like, where's the sense of individuality? It does make you think, because I think also it's like cyberbullying is a thing, you know, and I don't know if it's necessarily gone up throughout the years, because in a way it feels like it has, but then it's like cyberbullying was also a thing before, but maybe we just have more outlets to cyberbully. But it also reminds me of when people complain about people not wanting to dance at the club anymore. And I think a large part of that is because people don't want to be filmed, and like everyone is on their phone. People will film you and make fun of you. So it's like, you want people to dance, but then everyone's on their phone. People are like recording everything. And so people, I think, just don't want to be like filmed to an extent. And it's like always in the back of our mind. So I think also maybe people don't want to necessarily take risks with their outfits because they don't want to be made fun of. But when we are constantly seeing these short form videos that are using this super emotional language to try to get you like to follow them or to buy something that they're promoting, it's like, I wonder how much of that kind of goes into everyday decision making and like, oh, wear this, not that. And it's also crazy to see like middle schoolers, like 12-year-olds dressing like they're 25 and doing like a clean girl bun. It's like, you guys shouldn't know how to do that. You should have to go through like an awkward stage. It's crazy, because I wonder for like our generation how much phone usage and just like internet usage has affected our brains. But then it's like, we didn't grow up with TikTok, you know, like we had long form YouTube videos. I'm sure all of that still plays a part, but it's like, imagine your brain is like so not developed and you're already addicted to your phone, and just how that affects like your self-esteem, your decision-making, your sense of individuality, and then even taking that to a darker note, just like the alt-right pipeline and like how these algorithms suck kids in, like that's a whole nother topic. So anyway, the good news is that because our society is so consumer, like capitalistic, spend your money please way, and like so much is based on that, we do have power. The consumer has the power. We can choose where to spend our money, where to not. Even seeing how much profit like Target has lost from the boycott. So that does give somewhat a glimmer of hope. I think it comes down to being mindful, catching yourself when you're feeling like, oh, I need to buy that, and also just paying attention to who you are following. Again, it's like, I also have like self-restraint. So I think you just have to know yourself. But like for me, I know if I see my girly pop that I follow promoting something, I'm not necessarily going to be like, oh, I need that, I'm going to go buy it right now. You know, it's like, maybe if it's something I'm interested in, but it's like some thought would have to go into that. So my point is, if you are one to be like, oh my God, I'm going to go buy that because someone like posted about it, or this TikTok shop video, like, oh my God, I need that, maybe unfollow those people. So yeah, pretty much just starts with mindfulness and being willing to pause and ask yourself, like, why do I feel like I need this? Another great way, if you are just wanting to save money and stop recklessly spending, is to kind of make it a game or like a challenge for yourself. So a big thing for me actually is like coffee. I feel like in the past, it's like anytime I would do an errand or like have to go do something, I would just want a coffee. And obviously like that's fine. It's really, you know, when they're like, oh, this generation isn't going to be able to buy a house because they buy coffee every day. It's like, that's not the biggest purchase of. I mean, some of these shops, you want to just get like a regular latte with oat milk and it will somehow be like $10. So, but because that's something I know I just kind of was automatically doing without really thinking about it. And I would just be like, oh, it's just like $5-6, like whatever. But I've just been trying to be more mindful of that and be like, do I actually need that? Like, do I actually feel like I need a coffee? If I do, could I wait till I get home to make it? And it adds up. It really does. So redirecting your money to ways that are actually, again, going to benefit you, whether that's saving and then like having specific goals that you're saving towards, like a trip, or like just growing your savings, buying a house, or like something for your career or like a business that you want to start. Use what you already have regularly, at least like seasonally. Go through your closet, sell stuff, or donate it. It's not chic to follow every trend and to look like everyone else. It's chic to have your own sense of style and to do what works best for you and to not spend your money recklessly. You don't need more things to feel valued or fulfilled. So I would love to hear your thoughts on de-influencing and just the amount of, you know, products that are pushed onto us from every angle on a daily basis. What helps you, you know, not buy something? And what are your thoughts on, you know, people following trends too much and a lot of people not having that much of their own individual style? Thank you guys so much for listening. I can't wait to read your comments. And again, don't forget to check out Marley Spoon if you are interested. Links down below. Bye guys.